Hello, everybody. I'm a practicing therapist and a doctoral student of psychology. Today, I wanted to go over signs an avoidant misses you, but is likely denying it. And the reason why I think this is important is because, unfortunately, there are a lot of avoidants that do deny their feelings. And that's frustrating because you, as a person who loves them or you miss them, you want to know that they're feeling the same way. And they probably are. And that's why we're going to talk about this today. The first one is it's very dependent on the person. So it's a very blanket statement, but if you know your particular ex or your partner, you probably know how to put this in better perspective and context to your relationship. But it's basically they put a lot of effort to fight their feelings for you. It's very vague, but we're going to talk about examples of it. This can be avoiding you. This can be engaging in hobbies much more frequently than they used to. This can be avoiding a memory of you. And so you won't know that they're doing that. But if you have an idea that this might be happening or you see them avoiding places that you guys used to go to, this is a sign that they're doing this. Now, another one that is a little bit more common with fearful avoidance is sometimes they try to override their feelings for you. And so if you guys had your first date at this like particular diner or cafe or whatever it is, they might frequent that place with their friends a lot or a new person or whatever it is to kind of pretend like it's not significant to you. And that can be really hurtful if you don't know. I mean, it's hurtful in general, to be honest. It's pretty disrespectful to your relationship. But it can be really scary if you don't know that's what they're doing because you might think to yourself, did they ever care? How come they just forgot about me? I really would the reason why I bring this one up, and that's why it's the first one, is because a lot of you guys do that, and I don't want you to do that because it's not healthy and it's not true. Just because things look like a certain way doesn't mean that's what it is. And unfortunately, with a lot of avoidance, that's the truth. They might act like they don't care or they don't miss you, but that does not mean anything because they are very good at bottling their feelings. The next one is that they stay friends with you, and the friendship progresses into more contact and higher frequency of hanging out. A lot of you guys are in this situation, and it's not fun. In fact, it's frustrating and disrespectful and hurtful. However, it is also a reality. And anything I talk about on this channel is because I believe it to be true. Whether I'm wrong or right, I'm not trying to trick anybody. And I know that this is something that happens where you see yourself in a sort of pseudo friendship relationship type thing, and it's getting more and more romantic and more deeper, and if it's your ex, it's obviously that they're missing you. But if it's not your ex, they probably miss you all the time because there's that gap of you guys never being romantic. Like you've never had that, but they're too afraid. And so they keep you at an arm's length. But the main part of this is that the friendship progresses and it continues to get more and more deeper. Now, I don't always recommend relationships like this because sometimes it's just the avoidant individual is way too, like they haven't really started their healing journey. But some people can tolerate this, and that's fine. Most avoidants that end up getting married or in a relationship, it doesn't start, well, no, that's actually wrong. It can start this way, but there are also avoidants, I'll say it like that, that start very romantic with somebody and they commit to them. They might not label it, but it's still romantic. It's still, exclusive. And then eventually they get married. So it's still a relationship. The friendship one, yes, it's more common. I don't know if it's more common, but it can happen. But it's a little bit less certain than where it's like completely romantic, but the person just doesn't call it a girlfriend or boyfriend. But like it's literally romantic and you guys kiss, hug, are intimate in the bedroom, maybe even live together. That is a little bit more obvious that the person cares about you. But this particular situation we're talking about, where they're friends with you and their friendship progresses to more contact, higher frequency of hanging out, getting more romantic, that one's tricky. But yeah, avoidants do that. And they do, if it's your ex, they probably do miss you. But it's just something to keep in mind that you don't have to be in a situation like that because it can be really tricky. If you want to, that's fine. The next one is initiating contact. They may send like funny messages to you to sometimes spark a conversation, even if it's indirect, but it's also could be something that only you would understand. And sometimes what a lot of people don't know about avoidance is sometimes they like being When they really care about someone, part of that comes from the fact that they felt understood by that person. And so they're really afraid to disappoint you. And so they keep you at arm's length, but they also love how you make them feel. And you make them feel understood. So sometimes these funny messages they're sending you is something that only you would understand. And they appreciate that bond. It feels good and they miss you and they kind of want you happy and maybe they want to make you laugh. And it's interesting because usually when this is happening more frequently, you can see the bond is actually deepening. Again, not saying to say in a relationship like this. If it progresses to something romantic though, it is really important. Even if it's already romantic, it's nice to know that this is what's happening. The next one is sharing life events in terms of describing it or showing photos or updates about their life. It basically means they want to stay connected. If it's your ex, most exes don't do this to high frequency. It can be pretty inappropriate, if I'm being honest. And so if an avoidant is doing this, they obviously have feelings for you. It doesn't mean that you have to go ahead and get back with them or take them back or whatever they did. I don't even know what they did, right? But it is important to know that a lot of times when avoidants do things like this, there's a part of them that does want you to reach out or they miss you. Maybe they know they miss you, but they're not ready to tell you yet. It's just something to keep in mind. I think sometimes people think avoidants know less about their emotions than they do. Yes, a lot of avoidants don't know how they feel, but some of them actually do know they miss you and they actively are denying it. Or after a while of them denying it, they might say, yeah, I do miss this person, but it's just hard for me to want to miss them. A lot of them say that. I don't want to miss you. I do, but I don't want to. I do love you, but I don't want to love you. And so it's interesting because they have some acceptance and awareness of their own attachment issues. Just something to keep in mind. The next one is they might stay single or they jump from person to avoid showing you that they miss you. So if they stay single, it's because it's very hard for them to move on from you. If they keep jumping from person to person, it shows that they miss you, but as we talked about, they're in denial. And why is them staying single also part of being in denial? Because they're single because they want to be with you, but they haven't done anything to get back with you. And so both of these are signs of them being in denial. And the last one is they talk a lot about you to their friends and others, but they are still not fully telling you that they miss you. They haven't told you directly. They haven't initiated too much romantic contact. And that's what's really frustrating about the situation. Or they just haven't told you they missed you. Maybe you guys are a couple and it's like, or maybe you guys are broken up. Whatever the situation is, because this is not going to be common with couples. Because of staying single. Yeah, this is more like a ex connotation or like friendship connotation. But in general, if you're seeing this, there is feelings and they do care about you. It's denial, and you don't even have to take them back, but it's just something that you know for your peace of mind. Let's summarize and we'll wrap it up. They put a lot of effort to fight their feelings. They stay friends with you, and that friendship continuously progresses. They initiate contact with you, usually a little bit more subtle and indirect. They may share life events with you, and they may stay single, or they keep jumping from person to person to avoid showing you and themselves that they miss you. And the last one is they talk about you a lot. Some of them talk a lot about you to their friends and others. I hope this video is helpful to somebody. Please like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.